Call it Park Bubba Sparks.
Booty, 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 rockin' everywhere. Booty, booty.
Hey, I don't know what to do.
YouTube, is Desi and I'm back with another video, you guys. Still continuing on with training with working as a remote medical assistant, but however I am able to kind of discuss with you guys a little bit more on phlebotomy. Now I will probably be covering a couple of videos with phlebotomy a lot more this week. I have been getting a lot of requests on that, and as far as for a lot more understanding of the duties of a phlebotomist. So with this video I'm going to cover as far as for what is it like in the day of a phlebotomist, and do you have to be certified to draw blood from patients? Okay, so this is actually a good question video. So with becoming a phlebotomist, it's day by day routine. Basically, you wake up early. When I was working at the plasma center as a phlebotomist, basically I was waking up at around 5 a.m. My shift will start around like 6 a.m. and it'll end around like either 2 p.m. or 3 p.m. That does include a 30-minute break, and you know, the breaks where they pay you and stuff like that. Reason why they want you to get there real early, so they have a morning early shift and they also have a night shift. So that's not all phlebotomy jobs are like that. If you're a phlebotomist at like LabCorp or Millennium or Quest, those type of jobs usually work just morning shifts. They don't usually work night times, but if they're working night times, it's to analyze the results and everything like that. However, when working at a plasma center, that's pretty much open throughout the whole entire day. So basically you have a full day of being a phlebotomist. Basically, can you still stick donors or patients even if you're not certified? So when working at a plasma center, the ultimate goal is to train you. They want to train you, make sure you get your experience as far as for sticking at least like 100 donors a day or so that way that can pretty much prompt you to pretty much be a certificate phlebotomist, and you can pretty much be able to stick donors or patients that way. Now most people, they may you know, want to try to get certified, and what you can do, there are websites where you can go as far as for that. When getting certified for medical assistant, we went through the agency of NCCT, National Competency Testing, computerized testing, blah blah blah. But basically you'll go on ncct.com and they have phlebotomist technician or phlebotomist certification, and you could take the test and actually become actual certified. You can also go on the NHA, National Healthcare Associations. You could pretty much get certified through that way as well too. So it's many ways as far as for doing that. But however, most people, it depends on your state. That's what I will say. It depends on your state. Here in Florida, I don't think they're a lot more so strict on it. They're a lot more lenient when it comes to those type of things. For the most part, they pretty much rather have you trained on. And there's plenty of phlebotomist plasma centers here. We have BPL Plasma, Octafarmer Plasma. I think it's one called Griffinol Plasma Center or something like that. They're building a lot of plasma centers, so it's definitely ways for people to kind of get a little income for their family, and also for us to get our experience with the donors. That's one thing I can say with working at a plasma center, is that you get your experience when sticking other people, because when working at a hospital, I'd rather get my experience at a plasma center than a hospital. I don't want to be playing around with people's arms at a hospital, because that's the actual real deal. I don't look at the plasma center as like a real deal, because it's like you're dealing with all types of patients. Majority of the patients, not to be mean or anything, but the majority of the patients are kind of like drug addicts. And I honestly think that's best, because with drug addicts, you know, you can practice as much as you want on them. You know, a lot of them, one thing I can say is really tough is the scar tissue. A lot of them have scar tissues built up a lot in this area. It comes really, really hard, and you'll know when it's scar tissue because it's like hard like a rock. And when you'll know when you're in the scar tissue, because when putting the needle into there, you'll feel like that little pop sound. It's like a pop. That's how you'll know. Pretty much as far as for, is it hard becoming a certified phlebotomist? I don't think it's pretty much hard. If you look on Indeed or just checking your nearby area as far as for you know, what is it like as far as for getting certified for that, it's not as hard. They have plenty of classes and courses and stuff that can kind of help you out with those type of things. So I feel like that can always help you out. Most people just sometimes are scared to take the big step when it comes to phlebotomy. But like I said, the more that you know, the better that you'll become into sticking the donors. Now, you don't want to play as if you're scared when it comes to sticking donors, because like I said, when you feel like you're scared and unsure, they can feel it too. They'll literally start looking at you like, look, can you not feel it? Also, when you're trying to feel for the vein, it shouldn't take you no more than probably like 10 seconds to go ahead and feel for the vein. If you're literally still going like this and just like, oh my God, I don't know, it's right here, but it rolled on me, just get someone else, because at the end of the day, you don't want to put the patient through trauma and trouble with trying to get a vein. And my thing is, the type of person I am, I don't want nobody fishing in my arm, and I wouldn't want nobody sticking me more than once. Honestly, even before I go to get my blood draw, I always tell them, please stick me one time. If you feel as if you don't know what you're doing, can you get someone else? That puts pressure on the phlebotomist, and also just letting them know, like, look, I didn't come here to play games. I came here to get my blood drawn. Let's do this. Most people are scared to speak up when it comes to getting their blood drawn. So my thing is, if you feel as if you don't know what you're doing, please get someone else. It doesn't hurt to get someone else. I know in most interview questions when you become a phlebotomist, they ask you, how many times should you stick a patient? To the most, you want to stick them once. If you can't get it on the first try, stick them twice. Don't ever go aboard on 2. But my thing is, if you deep down inside know you can't get it, get someone else that know what they're doing, because most, managers, they'll say, well, try to fix the problem on your own. You don't want to put the patient through that type of trauma. So I feel as if always try to have a backup on that part. Is it hard when it comes to drawing blood from patients? It depends what type of patients you're dealing with. Some patients like to act out. Some patients like to do the most. I mean, pretty much, I've been working at a plasma center for almost like 2 years, so it's almost like I'm used to it. The only thing I can say is that I haven't had my experience with drawing blood from younger kids or, kids, but I have drawn blood from teenagers, because when I was working at OBGYN for my externship, we had to draw blood from the younger mothers that was there, and they were averaging around like 13 to 16 years old. And as far as for older people, I got my experience with that at the plasma center. I mean, it's like old people where their skin is like saggy. Then you have people who has like rough skin. So I definitely feel like working at a plasma center gives you that experience. Be sure to check out my other links down below to prompt you to other videos, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Whatever other videos you guys want me to do on phlebotomy, I will do. Just make sure you leave it down in the comments. Have a good one, y'all.